Hello everyone, and welcome back to my little book nook. It's the 2nd of July, which means this is going to be my June wrap-up. I've been in a slump for the entirety of June. I have read 7 books in June, which is the worst I've done this year. I mean, 7 books is not bad, but I've never gone under 9 this year. So June was not my month. Let's just say, hopefully July will be a better month. June just wasn't it for me. But I did get in some reads, and I'm gonna tell you about them. The first book I read in June was actually one that came from May. Don't mind my cat, by the way. He's seeing a bird. So, the first book I read in June actually came all the way from May, and I started it in May, finished it in June. And that is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. To say I am disappointed in this, coming from V.E. Schwab, this is disappointing. It is. It's basically just a diary, a very long diary of one girl. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is about Addie LaRue, Adeline LaRue. And she's born in France in 1714. And there she just lives a normal life with her family, people that love her. But she is about to get married to someone she doesn't want to get married to. She's nearing an age where she's too old to be, like, not married. So she needs to get married, and she's getting married to this guy she doesn't love. She wants to marry just to someone she loves. So on the night of her wedding, she runs away, and she accidentally summons a mystery guy, and she strikes up a deal that she just wants out. He's gonna help her get out. However, this guy is very, very sneaky. So instead of just not letting her marry, he makes sure everyone forgets about her. Like, no one will remember her. Addie is very lonely. And you think, like, if this is like a one-time thing, okay, fine. No, she's basically immortal. So every day, for hundreds of years, everyone will forget her parents, people she loves, people she'll fall in love with. Eventually they will forget her. So everyone forgets the girl, everyone forgets Addie. And one day she meets Henry. And Henry remembers her. He's the first person in the hundreds of years that actually remembers Addie. This is about how they fall in love and how they want to grow old together and all the adventures they have. And that's all fun and cute and I don't know what, but the entirety of the book, until maybe the last 200 pages, this thing is over 500 pages, and the last 200 pages, maybe 150 pages, is filled with Henry. The rest is just Addie LaRue living through hundreds of years, completely alone. Maybe it's just me, maybe I expected more romance from this, maybe I thought this was more of a romance story. It is romance, but the romance is an afterthought. Like, it just comes in it at the end. And the beginning is just, hi, I'm Addie, no one remembers me. It was disappointing. Unfortunately, I had such high hopes for this. Unfortunately, I was let down. So, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue got a 3 stars. A measly 3 stars for something I thought could have been a 5-star. This was just meh, unfortunately. You can't have everything in life, unfortunately. If we could, I'd be rich. In my own home. With 27 cats. And my gecko. Okay, so for the next thing I read Spy Volume 5. And then I immediately read Spy Volume 6. Because why not? Spy Family is about Lloyd Forger, who is a spy, codenamed Twilight, which is very important to him. And Lloyd is tasked to get a family, a wife and a daughter, so that he can infiltrate the school that the son of the bad guy goes to. That way the daughter, Anya, can befriend the son of this guy. And he gets a family, they get into the school. They don't have it easy though. Everyone is stumbling around, running around, screaming headless chicken. It's really funny. And every time someone new gets introduced and you're like, how the fuck are you gonna fit into the story? Don't worry. They will fit. Spy Family. If you need a new manga, read Spy Family. You will not be disappointed. You will not. I promise you, you will not be disappointed by Spy Family. It's fucking a hoot and a half. I promise. I read Spy Family 5 and 6. I gave both of them 4.5 stars. I just love this entire series. It's not a secret anymore. I'm not someone who reads manga. Like, I have 2, maybe 3 mangas outside from Spy Family. So, me loving Spy Family as much as I do is a big surprise. And I'm glad for it. So yeah, read Spy Family. I swear. Do it. It's the best thing you'll ever do. The next book I read was That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Human, which is book 3 in Meat Mishaps. That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon is about Cherry and Dante. Dante is the dragon that comes in book 1 of the series, which is That Time I Got Drunk and Saved the Demon. Cherry is trapped on an island. She's basically Rapunzel. And this dragon is guarding her. Like, he won't let her leave. So she hates dragons, understandably. And then another dragon shows up. And this dragon saves her. So she's being hoarded by a dragon and being saved by a different dragon. And this dragon is Dante. She happens to be Dante's mate. She drugs him because she wants him to take her somewhere else. She's afraid he will say no if he isn't drugged. So she drugs him. He's drugged. He finds out she's his mate. So he's like, please say yes. And she says yes, and then he bites her. I'm like, what? And this whole story is basically just them fighting. No, I'm not your mate. No, I will not marry you. No, no, no. I will not tell you where my hometown is. I will not tell you where my family lives because you're a dragon. You will kill them. We're not going to do this. And he's like, oh, but please, please. It's a lot of fun. It's very funny. It's very spicy. The whole thing is very spicy. If that's not your thing, maybe not. If it is, run, don't walk. It's so funny. It's cozy. It's funny. It's spicy. That's the magical trifecta right there. So, you know, go get it. I gave that 4 stars, by the way. I loved it. The next book I read was a beast. It was a beast. It was a 5-star beast, but it was a beast. And that is House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas, which was great. It was great. House of Earth and Blood is about Bryce Quinlan, and Bryce Quinlan is half Fae. And 2 years after a very traumatic incident, Bryce is recruited by the Archangel to investigate what happened 2 years ago. And she is basically sent on this wild goose chase with her babysitter, which is Hunt Athalar. And Hunt is a slave. He is employed by the Archangel and is sent to go with Bryce to make sure she doesn't, like, run off a cliff. These two together need to find out what happened, and shit goes wrong basically every single page, which was great. This was a dumpster fire, and all I wanted to do was get into the dumpster. I love these two together. I love these two together so much. Everything that happened in this book was perfect. Like, absolutely fucking perfect. I read this in my paperback version. I also listened to the audiobook, which was a very dramatized audiobook, which I hated. At the beginning, I was like, listen, girlfriend, I do not need to hear you have a panic attack while someone is describing you having a panic attack while we're also in a club, so I'm also being blasted with music. I do not need that. I don't need the moaning and huffing and puffing in my ears while I'm also listening to someone narrate how you moan and huff and puff while it's also music in my ear holes. It's too much. I really did love the multiple voice actors and actresses that were in this. Like, every character had their own voice, and they all fit very well together, which I really enjoyed that. So I kind of just took the huffing and the puffing and the music and shit like that as it was, because I really did enjoy the whole narration part of it. If it was just the narration parts with the full cast, that would have been perfect. But beggars can't be choosers. This is probably one of the best books for me this year. 5 stars. Absolutely 5 fucking stars. So the next book I read was because I put pressure on myself and I was like, I haven't read enough this month, so pick something up. So I picked something up, and it was a shorty. It was a novella, which was What Feasts at Night by T. Kingfisher, because T. Kingfisher, you know? I read What Moves the Dead like about a year ago while I was on the train to Belgium, and I really enjoyed it. I listened to that, but it wasn't like, oh, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like, oh, that's my favorite ever, you know? However, it's short. It's not that many pages, it's doable. So I was like, give me, because that would give me another book I've read this month. So What Feasts at Night. What Feasts at Night is about Alex. Alex is a retired soldier, and he visits an old cabin of his. That was his family cabin. He visits that with a friend, and he's expecting a guest. So he's trying to clean the whole thing up. He hires a lady to clean up, to cook, and to be a hostess for the lady he's expecting, because propriety and shit. Turns out that there is a creature hiding in your dreams that sits on your chest and physically makes you not able to breathe. And this son, he is afflicted by this dream. She only visits in dreams, and he's afflicted by these dreams. He can't breathe, and he's physically getting ill by it. Like, he has fevers, he can't breathe, he can't eat. It's a rough ride for this guy, okay? And this cleaning lady, this old woman, the mother, is like, oh, hell no. How about, instead of my son, you pick that guy over there, pointing at Alex Easton. So this creature, I forgot the name of the creature. This creature now not only goes after this son, but also after Alex. So both of them get sick. It's great. It's a hot mess though. I really enjoyed it. I'm giving it 4 stars. It was fun. It was quick. It was entertaining. It was kind of scary. Like, some points were like, maybe not read this in the dark, which I did. What Feasts at Night? Demons, apparently. And the next book, and also the last book of June, because I was in a reading slump, so I didn't read much. I read The Viscount Who Loved Me by Julia Quinn, which is book 2 in the Bridgerton series. I read Bridgerton, book 1, The Duke and I, somewhere last year, and I hated it. I hated it. However, they were short. And I was like, I do love the TV show, so maybe book 2 is going to be better than book 1. I mostly hated Daphne in book 1. 2 is just like a menace to my brain. Book 2, Anthony was a dick, but I didn't hate it. It was a 3.5 stars, which, opposed to the first book being a 2 stars, 3.5 is a big jump. Book 2, not the worst. Didn't hate it. Kind of enjoyed my time. There were some things I was like, the show's a bit different. In the series, in the TV show, Kate was a lot more standing up for herself. In the book, Kate's like 3 chapters of I don't like you, you're not gonna marry my sister, and then chapter 4 she's like I want to marry you. Like, it goes over very quickly. The whole you're not gonna marry anyone I love, you're a rake goes over in like 2.5 seconds, and then she's like I love you, please marry me. You know, so there were some differences from the TV show, but that's to be expected. However, the best part, the very best part of this whole entire book was Newton, the dog. Newton was so funny. He was like the best thing in this whole book. It seemed like it was going out of his way to just annoy Anthony as much as he could to the expense of everyone around him, which was fantastic. Great job, Newton. We love to see it. So yeah, I read The Viscount Who Loved Me. Viscount, Viscount, the Viscount? It's pronounced Viscount, but you read it as Viscount. I'm Dutch. I'm the Viscount Who Loved Me. Bridgerton 2. It was a lot more enjoyable than book 1. I think I might be continuing this series after all, which I didn't think I would be saying. Anyways, those were all the books I read. They're not much. There are like 7 of them. Hopefully this month is going to be better. Anyways, that was all for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope I'll see you guys next time. So, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. And see you guys next time.